In this tutorial, we're going to take a minute to talk about mastering basics. Mastering is the processing and transfer of your final mix to a CD-ready file. Tasks you do while mastering include sequencing your songs, trimming the beginnings and endings, improving consistency and uniformity across the songs, and adding some effects processing to bring out the best in your music. If you can afford it, mastering is best done by a professional. It'll be well worth the additional expense. Mastering is an extensive subject requiring a lot of experience. The essentials of mastering: after we finish mixing and exporting our project to a single stereo track, combining sounds from different tracks to create a new set of sound waves. So maybe we've ended up with some unexpected spikes. This is where a professional can really make your music shine, the tweaking that brings a home studio project a professional sound. Maybe we need to tweak it a little bit: EQ, compression, limiting, dithering, final reverb to the entire mix. Some reverb applied to your entire mix will have a different sound than when it's applied to your submix. Panning and volume maximizing are also needed. Sometimes some minor EQ correction is required. Compression in the mastering process can help you minimize fluctuations in volume and get a smoother and fuller sound. It's important that all the mixes sound like they belong to one CD. You watch for your consistency in loudness and dynamics. Not that everything's got to be the same, but you need to be consistent. The last step in getting your work ready for an audio CD is to insert a dithering plugin. Dithering helps keep the quality and accuracy of sound when you prepare a CD-ready file. Generally, your recording will be done in 24-bit depth, but CD quality audio requires 16-bit depth. So, to reduce the bit depth, you'll need to resample the file at a 16-bit depth. There's a few ways to do this. You can simply chop off the excess bits. This is called truncation. You can also round the excess bits to the nearest value. However, each of these methods results in predictable and determinable errors in the result. That is, patterns that result in undesirable distortions. In other words, quantization error. A dithering algorithm adds random noise to prevent this. It's still noise, but at least it's not distortion. But don't worry about the noise, it's not really noticeable by humans. Some more final steps. Don't use MP3s or any other compressed file format for your master. Trim your songs, apply fade in and fade out if needed. Don't start remixing your entire song. If you need to remix it, just go back to your mix. Mastering is not mixing. Don't use headphones for mixing. Even really good ones won't give you an accurate picture of your sound. It's a good idea to test your final mix on different stereos in different environments: your iPod, car stereo, house boombox. People will be listening to your works in these different environments. You should know what it sounds like. You need your high-quality sound equipment to help you find the trouble spots. But you may want to go back and forth a few times on the mastering depending on how it sounds in these various formats. Another tip is to use professionally recorded CDs in your genre. Check the EQ and reverb settings. See how your work sounds when you play it right after theirs. Does it fit in? Does it seem too low? Are there frequencies that stick out or that should be emphasized? After you finish, give it a rest for a couple days and then listen again. What sounded good or bad yesterday might sound different today. A few words on the audio CD format. If you're burning a glass master that's for printing by a professional CD house, you may want to use a professional CD burning software. Pro Tools doesn't contain CD burning software. There are many free products which you can use, but a glass master is generally preferred for creating an industry standard Red Book CD. This will make sure that your CD plays on all audio CD players. And this concludes our tutorial on mastering.